All right, so blue-black spirits. I want to cover the modern staples here just in case there's people watching that aren't particularly familiar with the modern format. To start with, we have Nether Traitor here, which has haste, and then the mechanic Shadow, which can only be block or be blocked by other creatures with Shadow. Whenever another creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay a swamp. If you do, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then we have Pale Rider of Trostad. 3/3 with Skulk, another keyword I'm sure we're all very familiar with, but I'm gonna read it for your good, not my own. I know what Skulk does. Skulk says this creature can't be blocked by creatures with greater power, and it is a 3/3 that when it comes into play you have to discard a card. And then we have Supreme Phantom and Rattlechains and some other things going on here. So let's see how this goes. Got some Thoughtseize, some Fatal Pushes, some Collective Brutalities. We've got Curious Obsession here, which I actually really love Curious Obsession. I got you, Serpy Boy. This card was really sweet when we played it in Blue-White Spirit, so let's see how this goes. Is it a sign that we had 666 viewers as we started the Blue-Black Spirits League? Yeah, Sand seems dope. Curious Obsession's kind of a combo with Nether Spirit, huh? Just like always gets through. My body is ready for our greedy mana base to get punished by a Blood Moon. We have Aura's Spirits and discard outlets, but no Evershriek. All right, moving along. It's fine. In the words of possibly the greatest poet of our generation, we're going to shake it off here and move along to the next match. I mean, you could argue that the Blood Moon made us a Grixis Spirits deck. Too late, Anner. Too late. Already did good. Roses are red, violets are blue. Opponent casts Blood Moon. Time for match 2. A plus. Literally closed out Sultai Think video where you quit to Blood Moon to open the stream. So you're saying this is your fault, I heard. That's what I'm getting here. What I'm getting here is this is your fault. Oh, I should have played Cavern on 1. That was a mistake. I should have played Cavern on 1 here and not Darkslick Shores. Should have played Cavern on 1. All right, we drew a fetch land, so that's good for us. So this gets to name Spirit. And then I get to play Pale Rider of Trostad here. And discard this Bloodghast. That's just good deck building. My wife smiled because of Swifty. Thank you for the bits, Tiger. I don't know, Jace. They could be, but our deck's never beating a Blood Moon, so I'm just gonna move along. Look at that. Silly opponent. Killed the Mausoleum Wanderer. Little did they know it's the Pale Rider that they need to be afraid of, chat. As a Spirit player, I'm not sure if I should be sickened or intrigued by this deck. Ooh. Ooh. Get my Bloodghast back. We put the Bloodghast in, we put the Bloodghast out, we put the Bloodghast in, and we shake it all about. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I don't think so, friends. You could say this Bloodghast is off the chain. Alright, I'll stop now. Maybe. Oh. Oh, you got a Spell Pierce, eh? That's pretty good. Pretty good. All good modern brews, chat, start with a deep search of the Gatherer. Every good modern brew starts with a deep, integral knowledge of the advanced search functions on Scryfall. Don't use the Gatherer, use Scryfall, you'll be happier. Ooh, you got a friend in me. Do 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 do. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Sorry, Mutavault, you had to take one for the team. Down to 3. Scryfall is a fan-made magic search engine that's much better than the Gatherer. Scryfall.com, I believe. Is it Scryfall.com? Yeah, Scryfall.com. Yeah! Nice Hollowed Fountain deck. Get Spirit on. You could say that our opponent was spirited away. I set my alarm to watch spirits, but they've been defiled by dark magic. What have you done? Why am I sub-tier again? Listen, that's something you have to sort out with yourself, okay? The sponsored segment is we're gonna play standard on Magic Arena. And I would appreciate it if everybody hangs out through that. They're gonna pay me dollary dues to stream it. So if you would like to help me get Thoughtseize dollary dues, stay for the arena stream. Oh, you know what? Boarding out a land probably isn't insane. That's probably not absurd. No, this is on the Twitch this is on the Twitch bounty board again. We're probably I'm gonna gauge it based on how many people we have hanging out. If we have a good amount of people after this league, I might do it after this league. But if we're still kind of low on the viewer count, I'm gonna wait till after the next league. God bless the dad jokes. That's the only reason I sub here. Thank you, Yehedi. Will do. Thanks for the support. So, for those that aren't familiar, we did a sponsored arena stream before, but Thoughtseize didn't reach out to me. So again, for those that aren't familiar, so Twitch, when you're a partnered streamer, has what's called they call their bounty board, which is where companies can post, hey, if you stream our game, we'll give you this amount of money if you have a certain amount of viewers while you stream it. So I've accepted one of those for Arena. Am I making a statement by playing Arena on Meme Monday? Quite possibly. In all honesty, so I played a couple games with Arena last night just to make sure the open beta was set up, and I had it working with OBS. I really like Arena from what I've played. From a software perspective, it's like a very reasonable Magic video game. The card acquisition model leaves a lot to be desired, but as far as like actual gameplay goes, I've really been enjoying it. All right, I think we just like start Supreme Phantoming them here, right? The only rules for the sponsored stream is I'm not allowed to be needlessly negative, which basically means I just have to follow our own stream rules here, right? I'm allowed to be critical and constructive and specific, but I can't just like sit there and crap on it for no reason, which is a good rule for life in general, really. So this is why I sequenced the Mausoleum Wanderer before the Supreme Phantom, because I wanted to be able to counter a Path to Exile with the Summoning Sick Wanderer. That is modern staple figure of Destiny. The card acquisition model is actually worse than Hearthstone, in my opinion. You can't even craft cards that you want. They have this wild card system that I really am not a fan of. That being said, I gave them, since they're giving me money, I figured I would give them some of the money back, and so we could play Standard today. So we're going to play some Standard with the blue-white deck I have put together, or a blue-red deck. Do I just let this resolve? I kind of just want to let this resolve, right? Like, I have this other Supreme Phantom. I kind of, like, don't mind getting a land here. Like, there's a good chance they have, like, a Bolt or something. Yeah, it's rotated Standard, so new Standard. We'll be playing new Standard on Arena this afternoon for a sponsored segment. Link to the deck. It's on my Stream Decker page. It's probably not good, but we're just going to be playing, like, on the lower levels of the Arena ladder, so it should be fine for that. I just put a bunch of cards I wanted to cast. Where is it? This one. Here's a link to the Standard deck we're gonna play later today. Oh yeah, the Bloodghast does have haste, doesn't it? I totally just like kill their thing and then duress them, right? That's a good one to find. This deck was actually really sweet this set. Like, I know they fumbled here, but they didn't fumble in the first game, and we just kind of like actually like applied pressure, right? Yeah, I don't have a good metric for it, Nicholas. I just like I'm not a big fan of Hearthstone's acquisition model, and to me, the Arena model feels worse. But I don't know. I gave them $100 so we could build a deck, and I have extra wild cards, so I could probably even build a second deck. But we'll see how it goes. If the Standard and Arena content in general are well received, if we start doing Standard on the regular on this channel, I might give Arena more money to do Arena, Standard on Arena, because I do like it from a software perspective so far. We'll see. I've only played it for like an hour or two. MTGO is like Excel. It's not pretty, but it does what it was designed to do, and it's very reasonable at it. Magic Arena is a Magic video game. It is. It's a well done Magic video game. That's a good point. I don't think Arena has hats, which could arguably makes it strictly worse. Pitch, Simian, Spirit Guide. Spirit Guide is an interesting addition to the opponent's deck. Yeah, the animations and stuff are super clean. Well, that was a good one to get to take, huh? Take your toys away. Sure, Victy, but that's not really an issue. Like, a lot of those little things that people are complaining about, I actually think those are really good for the application. Because, in general, things that make the application smoother to play are good. Magic's a really clunky game, and while I would be surprised if Arena's perfect at it, it's kind of complicated to do, and Arena has a lot of really good details to make Magic play faster, which is not easy to do with this game. Draken, thank you very much for the Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome. This Collective Brutality is a little bit risky, because if they had an instant there, we could get blown out. But I think it's worth trying to get this off the table. Yeah, so just like last time we had a sponsored Arena segment, Arena was posted on the Twitch bounty board. So the sponsored segment is not because WotC reached out to me, because why would they work with their Magic streamers directly? It's because I accepted a posting on a bulletin board, basically. Can you change the settings for auto passes and auto stops? Sure, it's technically free info, but for like the sake of playing faster, I'm kind of okay with that, right? Like, Magic players put too much focus on being like hyper competitive in every possible aspect. Just like when I'm just like chilling on the ladder or whatever, like playing the games faster is more important to me than like the 0.001% information that they got. I'm not really winning this race, but I think I'm supposed to put these into play. It was a little bit brutal that they ripped the removal spell to kill the Supreme Phantom. It's possible I should just be like holding up to block Mutavault. We are going to be playing Arena later this afternoon. It's going to be depending on my viewer count, Mr. Manad. Usually my viewer count for the day peaks somewhere between like noon and 1 o'clock, so I'll probably start about then. We're just dead, right? Like I can block this, and then I take 5. I have no idea, Captain Jack. I've played it very, very little. The hour I played on stream before with the couple of draft matches we played was the most that I've played it. Image seems kind of bad here too. I think I want Dismember even though it's painful. Ban and restricted is already up. No changes in all formats. The Magic bracket. I have no idea what that is. So to answer your question, no. I don't have anything that's free to discard to our Pale Rider, which kind of sucks, but you just have a couple of Supreme Phantoms here. This hand, like, obviously needs a second land, but if I find the second land by turn 3, I think I should be okay. So I think this is a reasonable keep, because I like get to use the Fatal Push too. Oh, we went 3-2 with Gristlebrand. I messed up one of the matches, though, so it probably could have been 4-1. I'm going to trade this here, I think. Just like, I'm pretty sure we're the control deck in this matchup. All right, well, that gives us our Pale Rider something to do. We about to die to this Grey Ogre, ladies and gentlemen. We about to die to this Grey Ogre. That was a speculative hand, but we have 23 lands in our deck. I think if we hit by the third turn, we were gonna be okay. That's all the things we wanted. Grey Ogre too strong. Please, dear Watsy, please nerf. I know you just posted a ban and restricted update, but please consider nerfing. Scene seems great. It's tough to break Sylvan libraries because, like, other Magic channels, it's definitely become like a social norm on Magic Twitch for people to just like spam punt like that. It's been an uphill battle removing that behavior from people that watch here. Ugh. Huh. I think I'm gonna take Wall of Omens here. It like blocks my dudes, and then like we'll just pace our threats out to try and not get blown out by the Supreme Verdict, I think. Like most things in developers' lives, the punt problem was solved with automation. You're not wrong. This is the Pale Rider pause here. And now if they want to path my 3-3, I get my Bloodghast back. I'm going to be honest, this is probably the first time I've cast a card with Skulk. What a blowout. We have to discard another card. That's so savage. I didn't think about the Wisp. Listen, Listen, chat. The Pale Rider's Wisp interaction was lost on me. Mistakes were made. I am not setting up the Deckmaster add-on for today. If Arena becomes a regular thing, I'll take the effort to set that up, but like I have to like deal with like disabling Stream Decker, which I normally use, and all this other stuff, so I will not be using that today. I'm aware that it exists, but I will not be using it today. We were getting Field of Ruin anyways. Grab a... guess I actually want a second black source for this Nether Spirit. Yeah, I put that in already. I got the free pack, then I gave them some money so we could build a constructed deck. Because I really don't want to draft today, or sealed or whatever. Limited is not my forte. Wonder if we'll see Verdict come down here or not. They Verdict us here and then we draw a lane. We're actually in a pretty okay spot. Yeah, if we draw a land here, especially a blue source, we get to go Bloodghast, Nether. Oh, they have Path to Exile, right? All right, so I'm gonna lead on this Mausoleum Wanderer then. No, I don't have the Grave Titan deck built yet. I didn't get any of the decks that I need to build in the queue built. I was only planning to stream for like 12 hours this weekend, and I ended up streaming for closer to 20. So things didn't get done that should have gotten done. So their path's gonna kill Mausoleum Wanderer here, unless they wait till next turn. They get to crack in for 3 here. Regardless, they go to 5. Next turn, I can Supreme Phantom plus Curious Obsession, which is pretty sweet. I mean, that'll be less of an issue if they have a sweet non-rotating format, Nicholas. Hope whatever our postmodern set is. I really hope they back code to Origins, personally. They hit the Sun Titan. They did hit the Sun Titan. So I'm actually gonna get to hit them for 3 next turn, which means they'll be dead to Collective Brutality down the line, because this has Shadow. So I think it would be awful to get cards for an Arena. I mean, it's probably not that worse than building a standard deck Velik. Like, the standard deck I built, I bought what I bought. I bought the 90 Rav packs or whatever the biggest pack was. Then I bought like 12 or 6 out of Ixalan or what it was. Then I just used wild cards for the rest of them. That's pretty sweet. play the swamp out, and they're dead on board to this Nether Spirit. Nether Traitor, whatever this card's called. The second Curious Obsession draw here means that the Supreme Phantom can be lethal in the air as well. So actually in an okay spot here. And should they draw out of this somehow, they're going to be able to... We can still rip a Collective Brutality to kill them, or another haste threat. I mean, it is arguably harder than Wild on Hearthstone. Because, like, you don't guaranteed get wild cards. Whereas in Hearthstone, you can guaranteed craft things. Arena's system will not be kind to people who want to switch decks often. That is definitely the case. If you're someone interested in playing a lot of different Magic decks, the only solution on Arena is to give Wizards of the Coast lots of money. Which is why it's designed the way it is, right? Like, they know people like to play lots of different things. And they want you to give them lots of money. She's good in... She's the card you want against mid-range and control decks. She is a source of card advantage that also kills your opponent. Why did they flick the Curious Obsession? I need to dodge Path to Exile here. Yes, they should have flicked their Flicker to flick my Nether Spirit. If they would have flicked this, it would have come in at their end step, which would have taken this until my end step. Yeah. Is this a Leyline of the Void matchup? Just for Sun Titan? Probably not. I cut these Fatal Pushes. Bring in a Disdainful Stroke and a couple of Kiras. Yeah, they're an Emeria deck, but like, if we get to a point in the game where like the Emeria matters, we're probably losing that game regardless, even if they don't have an artifact. Would Lily make sense here? Yeah, I guess Liliana could be okay. Last Hope. I don't know. The rest of the cards I'm playing seem okay, though. Morning Draven. I don't know that I really have anything I want to cut, though. Sand seems pretty reasonable. Needs another blue source, but it's got a reasonable curve other than that. Discard spells into some pressure. Curious Obsession. Also wants a blue source. Take their card that draws a card. This deck's been interesting. It's got, it's more aggressive than I was expecting it to be able to be. which is nice. And the Bloodghast and the Nether Spirits are like nice and scrappy. Nether Traitor, sure. Whatever these things are called, it's that one. That's an annoying draw. That is a good pickup for us. Because it means not only I can cast this next turn, but in conjunction with Supreme Phantom, I can Curious Obsession the Bloodghast and start getting in here. You're right, random guy. They have a verdict here. They're probably willing to cash in at this point. They get like a 2.5 for 2. The Curious Obsession threatens to draw a lot of cards here. This card's standard legal. There's probably a deck in standard that can abuse this card. You only need to, like, normally enchant creatures are tough because, like, if they kill your creature right away, you like get 2 for 1. But with Curious Obsession, if you can like sneak in 1 hit, you've then drawn a card, and then any cards you draw past that are then upside. Mondays are for memes. Thank you, Tantrums. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Goodbye, friend. Let me go ahead and stick Kira here. And then if we don't draw a land, next turn we can actually like play a spell, play Pale Riders without having to discard, which would be nice. If we can dodge a verdict here, our evasive threats might be able to take this home. Awkward. All right, never beating a Titan in a million years. Don't Titan me, don't Wrath me. You have a handful of Path to Exiles and counter spells. Elspeth, Sun's Champion. Okay. She's a big gal. Interesting. Okay. I guess they can just straight race here. I think I'm okay with that down tick, right? Almost did that wrong. So we're losing this race at the moment. Yeah, we're both on 4 turn clocks, but they're a turn ahead of me. They also have more cards in hand too, which is bad for us. I guess I could pump the brakes on Kira and like have a 3/3 back on defense. Probably gonna need to do that. Yeah, definitely have to pump the brakes now. This is one of his favorite decks, really. Of all the things you can do in Mono, this is one of his favorites. I guess it's like mopey and draws a bunch of cards. The type of stuff Magic players love. That is actually just Wasteland. Oh yeah, that's true. They are really close. Getting it going, and they're still at 20, so like definitely not gonna slog through that. The opponent's playing blue-white Emeria. There's a league with it on my YouTube channel. It's like a medium pile of mid-range cards that like mope around and draw more cards. Lands are bad for us. Spells are bad for us. Basically, we just can't beat anything out of the opponent at the moment. Thank you for giving me a reason to concede. I appreciate you. So Emeria is actually from the same cycle as Valakut. And the reason why those named places weren't legendary in Standard was because when they printed those cards in Standard, the legendary rule was different. It was when your opponent played a legend, it killed your opponent's legend. And they didn't want people to be stone raining each other in Standard, basically. So that's why Valakut and Emeria are not legendary. It was the Jace your Jace era, yep. Yeah, you played 3 mana Jace to Jace their Jace. You'd be like, alright, I'd play my Jace on 3. So now when you play your Mind Sculptor at 4, you just killed my Jace that already drew a card. Yeah, I remember the Temur Flash deck I played during that format. You played Clone in the sideboard to kill Geistus Draft. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. I appreciate it. We're gonna be playing this league, and then I believe 1 or 2 more, and then we're gonna be wrapping up today with a sponsored arena segment. If you enjoy my content, a great way you can support it at no cost to yourself is hanging out for the arena segment later today. The more viewers we have, the better sponsorship I get. I'm gonna play standard. I gave Thoughtseize some of their own money back so I could play standard. I thought about just fumbling through sealed, but I think we'll have more viewers. It'll just be better content if we can do standard. I prefer constructed personally too, as everybody knows. Blue-red control. Yeah, 3 copies of Ral. This is the blue-red deck we're gonna play later. Yeah, it's post rotation standard. I've really liked Arena from what I've played from it so far. It doesn't allow us to play standard, or modern, which is the most popular form we play on this stream, but if we start doing standard with some regularity, I might just cave and give Wizards some money so we can play standard on there. I get to start playing stuff out next turn. If they don't have a piece of spot removal here, which it doesn't look like they do, like the second Supreme Phantom next turn could potentially run them into the ground very quickly. Like we're attacking for 5 and then 7. Actually, like if we draw a land, we get to attack them for 5 this turn, and then next turn, like full escalate brutality, bin 2 Bloodghast, play land, bring back 2 4/3 haste and smash. The stream ended up going for too long, Johnny. I just couldn't do another 10-hour day. I had stuff I had to do after I got done streaming. So we did 8 hours. There were a couple of cut the lines we didn't get to rock. We'll be doing more rock on Wednesday and Thursday this week. So standard has just rotated. We don't know any of the decks that are good, bad, or otherwise in standard. So there is not currently a standard metagame yet. So if we draw land next turn, we get to go full escalate this brutality, ditch 2 Bloodghast, and then play land, bring back Bloodghast, smash. We 3-2'd with Griselbrand, but I punted one of the matches, so take that for what you will. Am I going to keep doing the why would I stop? I love cut the line decks. Cut the line decks pay my mortgage. They're great. I'm not complaining about cut the line decks when I say they're the reason why we didn't get to rock. I'm just stating the reason. It's not a bad reason. Like if I didn't want them to happen, I wouldn't do them. Lone Missionary is really good here. It means we can't get Bloodghast with haste this turn, which sucks for us. I think I'm gonna full escalate this still, even though I didn't hit the land, because I really want to not get this blocked or double blocked here. Also, taking this off the table makes their Flicker Wisp a little bit worse here. It's a good solid crunch here. If we can dodge Supreme Verdict, we'll be in a great spot. Discovery was good. I've always felt Cathartic Greeting to be a little lacking in that deck, but there wasn't really a better card to play for a similar effect, and Discovery just gives us that. Oh yeah, they can't, you're right, they can't block this. You're super right. Listen, I haven't played with Modern Staple Shadow Mechanic in a long time, okay? It's been a while, chat. God bless Plague. I haven't cubed in a long time, okay? Nether Spirit isn't a Nether Traitor isn't a card that I've shuffled. Thank you, Quantum Datu. I appreciate that. I'd be happy to get that added for your tier 3 sub. I appreciate that next level of support. Give me a land. Give me a land. Give me a land. Puppy! All right. Kill your thing, drain you. This might even just make them dead to not having a land even. Opponent said good games. Yeah, I got some Bloodghast too and don't even need them. God bless. This card being evasive has been really good, especially with the Lords. I really like Curious Obsession. Curious Obsession's been both good in this league, and it's been good in Blue-White Spirits when we've played it there. Peace, Sylvan. What do we think of this one, chat? This one might be kind of okay. Got that sweet Pale Rider of Trostad. We got a clock. We've got some disruption. Let's do it. Let's do it. I think Blue Black Fairy is probably a little better than this. I don't know. Like, this is our first time playing this. Rough. Don't you make fun of our modern staples. Did I just play Pale Rider here? I do, right? Like, there's really no point in Thoughtseizing them because, like, their entire hand is probably redundant cards, right? Like, they haven't played a land, so, like, their entire hand is spells. Oh, that bodes well for us. I took the Searing Blaze rather than the Lightning Helix because if they hit the second land, I'd rather they don't damage me in addition to killing my creature. No attacks there is weird. I have a few lethal ones here. You're really able to capitalize nicely on their stumble there. Get these Thoughtseizes swapped out for something else. The sideboard is kind of a hot mess. I don't really have anything to bring in here. I guess I'll bring in Cures and a Dismember. Maybe this Negate is fine. Phantasmal Image seems a little bit medium. I think bringing a Dismember is fine here. While it hurts to Dismember for 1 mana, like often if you're Dismembering for 1 mana on 1, it's like saving you more than 4 points in the long run because the creature's gonna attack you for a bunch. Yeah, this hand's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Yeah, I guess maybe Liliana the Veil could be okay. I could see that being reasonable. Especially on the play, that could be pretty fine. That's pretty good. I'm gonna do this now while I don't have Skullcrack up. Ditch this Bloodghast. We'll get to put it into play for free next turn when we play our land drop. What? Alright, well, I guess we're definitely bringing in Liliana the Veil. That is, wow. Wow, that's, that is something. That's what I was gonna say. This is somebody who knows their green-black matchup is bad. And trust me, Burn players, a well-built green-black matchup is very good against you. Alright, we're dead in 4 to that. Can we put together a race? We've got an okay amount of pressure here, right? No, I'm always up for Dollar Bill Scholar. I am by no means married to the Bridgevine deck that is coming up after this. Just please get it in soon because this is the last match of this league. So if you're going to do it, I'd like to do it next, ideally. I think I'm only doing one more league today before Arena. Always, always. I'd be a terrible cam girl if I said no to your money, right? What kind of cam girl would I be then? Do I want to counter this? So if I don't counter this, I'm taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm going to 7. If I do counter this, I'm going to 10. So that's a 2-turn clock difference. I think I'm gonna counter this. So I go to 10. So I get to dismember the Swift Spear, and then I have them on a 4-turn, they have us on a 3-turn, so that means I am currently behind. Because Bob, Tracker is not only better than Bob, but Bob's just not good in general. Okay, can I like look at the matchup that we're playing right now, or like look at any of, there are so many matches in Modern that are all about racing, and Bob is like awful at racing. And the matches where you just need to draw cards, Tracker has you covered there, so you just don't need it. Also, putting trackers in your deck drags the curve of your deck up significantly, which makes it much worse against, which makes it much worse with Bob, because your Bobs are doing more damage to you on average. All right, definitely bring the Liliana Veils in for the play of this game. Yeah, we flooded a little bit here, but if the Dismember would have been a Liliana, we would have been in a pretty reasonable spot there. And trim these. Yeah, let's do this. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. Happy Monday, folks. I think I'm supposed to keep this, but starting at 16 really sucks. His hand just has, like, excellent spells in it. Yeah, I get to go Wanderer into Pale Rider, bin the Nether Spirit. Painless land, painless land, painless land. Did you say painful spell? I didn't quite make that out. Stay a while and listen. Yeah, brutal. They mulliganed low here, but I think the 4 free point. We gave them a free card, basically. Card and a half, even. It's a good draw. Little bit of this and a little bit of that, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Yep. Give me a basic. Give me a Mutavault. Now, I think you don't want... I'm pretty confident I don't want a filter land in my deck full of, like, 1-drops. we're taking 4 here down to 9. We have 2 power in play. If we hit a land next turn, we might be okay. Like, I have ways to deal with these things if we hit a land. Depends on how much action they have too, I suppose. Like, if they're on all spells, we could be in trouble. That is a really good draw. Not only is it good because it increases the clock, but it also makes Mausoleum Wanderer a better counterspell. RTFC, read the front of the card. Exactly. Reading the card explains the card. Sweet. Look at that. We were a real modern deck, chat. We were a real modern deck. I had low expectations, and I think this deck exceeded them, honestly. I feel like my expectations were kind of exceeded here. So, takeaways from that league. These recursive threats with a Lord felt really very reasonable. I think this was something that I was definitely super interested in exploring as far as like power level goes. We got a chest open. Thank you, random number god. Let's crack one of these. Look at that. We got $2 in play points out of a $2.50 chest. That's just like good gambling right there. Good clean gambling. Comments on the build specifically. I think Phantasmal Image is probably not good enough here. I think this leaves a little bit to be desired. Yeah, so like, here's the issue. Like, someone just asked if we want more Image. I actually think we don't want Image at all because we don't really have any card selection. So I think, like, hoping to, like, draw this along with our Lord is pretty narrow. And alternatively, we're just going to get stuck with it in our hand too often. Thing I would change. Somebody pointed out there's a 1 mana black spirit. CMC. Tormented Soul, is that what it's called? I think leaning into limited staples, I think Tormented Soul is a card I'd be interested in trying in this deck. This card, I feel like I want more 1-drops in this deck. And I think, like, leaning into, like, the pseudo unblockableness of both your flying creatures and the Nether Spirit seems very reasonable. So I think I would do that. I think I know we stumbled a little bit in that last match against Burn, but I think I would cut a land once I bring the curve down. I'd probably, maybe a Cavern of Souls even instead of that. And then I think I would probably try and fit another copy of Curious Obsession in here. Because, like, Curious Obsession, along with these cards that basically can't be blocked, is very, very good. But other than that, I might fit, like, another Collective Brutality into the sideboard. But I liked what this deck was doing. It was kind of fun. It's a neat angle for an aggressive deck to attack from, basically. I liked a lot of the details that this had going on for sure. I think Mimic's too slow. I think I'd rather work on curving out more and just like fill out the one slot. All right, so what are we doing next? I think we're gonna do